Yo, what is going on, everybody? And today we got a very special video, and I'm finally getting into that draft season. I'm finally getting into that draft vibe, that draft mode. But before we get into this very juicy mock draft, I gotta tell y'all one thing. So if you guys did not know, I'm a huge NFL fan, and I love watching the NFL almost as much as I love watching basketball. And I have a whole channel dedicated to basketball, so I thought, why not make a whole channel dedicated to football? So me and my friends started a fantasy football / just NFL in general channel. It is going to be linked in the description. It's called Red Zone Rants. We will be uploading a lot over there. It's really fire content. It's like similar vibes to what you get over here, just with the NFL over there. So if y'all like the NFL anyway, make sure to click that link in the description and in the pinned comment and at the end of the video. But without any more nonsense, let's get into this mock draft. Now, what I did with this order is I just took the worst team in the league and then just went worst, second worst, third worst, fourth worst, all the way to number 14. So this is going to be very long and juicy for you guys. Huge pause. But yeah, with the first pick, we got the Golden State Warriors. And a couple years ago, the Warriors went from having the best record in NBA history to having the worst record in the league. You guys thought I was going to say worst record in NBA history. But yeah, this Warriors team isn't in need of any guards. We've heard some rumors of this Warriors team saying, we don't want this player, we don't want this player. And this starting off very controversial with this first pick. But with the first pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Warriors will be selecting Obi Toppin out of Dayton. Now look, Obi Toppin is literally just a freak of nature. This dude has a cool jump shot. He's dominant. His build kind of reminds me of a PJ Washington type. He can run 2 through 5 in my opinion. I mean, the dude is 6'9". He could play a little bit of small ball center if they really need him to. But look, this dude's overall skill set is too good to be true for the Golden State Warriors. This is exactly who the Warriors need. The Warriors need a player who can run multiple positions, who could stretch the floor, who could just be an overall dominant force. I could have gone James Wiseman. I could have gone Anthony Edwards. But I honestly don't think the Warriors will be selecting James Wiseman in the draft unless something crazy happened. And then I don't need another guard. So Obi Toppin is the premier number 1 pick. And I think when the draft happens, and God knows when, but when that draft happens, I bet you this man will fly up the boards. Because right now it's very early in the draft season. So mark my word on this dude, Obi Toppin, will be a star in some sort in this league. They're just getting a present handed to him with this first pick. Now with the second pick in the 2020 NBA mock draft, this pick goes to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, they're the second worst team in the NBA, not much to say there. But with this second pick, I have the Cleveland Cavaliers selecting one and only James Wiseman. Now look, in his time in Memphis, this dude was balling out. And I think James Wiseman is definitely number 1 pick worthy. Since the Warriors are taking Obi Toppin and the Cavs don't need another guard, I think this is a perfect scenario. And I was actually looking at trade ideas for this pick because I could definitely see the Cavs trading this pick, but I didn't really find anything that was super realistic or super reasonable. But just wait for the trades coming up in this video, man. There's some pretty insane trades and some pretty controversial trades, so just stay tuned. But with this pick, they gotta choose between either Tristan Thompson and Andre Drummond. But if I'm the Cavs, I'm definitely letting Andre Drummond walk. I'm not trying to pay someone like that $30 million a year because that's what he would be expecting. Out with the old, into the new with James Wiseman, this dude was gonna be a star in the NBA. You can trust me on that. But with the third pick, we got a surprising one. I was actually surprised when I saw this, but the Minnesota Timberwolves actually have the 3rd worst record in the NBA. And this is a perfect scenario for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Thinking about this duo is literally the most beautiful thing you can ever think about. With the 3rd pick in the 2020 NBA mock draft, we have the Minnesota Timberwolves drafting the one and only LaMelo Ball. And that duo I was talking about was obviously D'Angelo Russell and LaMelo Ball. That duo is literally the most, beautiful duo in the NBA. You have LaMelo, a premier facilitator, premier passer. This dude averaged almost 9 assists playing against pros. LaMelo can do anything on the court. He is very raw, high IQ. People say his jump shot's broke. I just don't agree with that. LaMelo has superstar potential. LaMelo could put on a show. D'Angelo, he's more of a scorer. He's not more of a facilitator, he's more of a scorer. The 2 guard is what D'Lo was born to play, and putting LaMelo in this lineup, that team's going to be so free. That team's going to be up and running. And this is a perfect pick for the Minnesota Timberwolves. This duo is going to be wonders for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, our first trade is happening here at number 4. And the Hawks own this number 4 pick, and they are making a trade, a blockbuster trade with the New York Knicks. So in this trade, So in this trade, the Hawks will be receiving the Knicks first round pick, which is the 5th pick in this draft, Frank Ntilikina, and a 2021 second round pick, while the Knicks are receiving the 4th pick and Melvin Frazier. Now look, New York is the biggest city in the nation. I meant New York City is the biggest city in the nation, so do not think I don't know that New York is a state. So please don't go off. This team has been struggling. This team has been waiting for something to happen, waiting for some big meteor to strike. Yeah, they could settle for the 5th pick where they can get, the second tier of rookies, but no, they have to do something. There's one more superstar left on the draft. If you didn't watch my last video, I bet you go look at that last video. Because that was a juicy one. There is one more tier 1 rookie on this draft board. I don't care how much we have to give up, but we need to get some talent. So that's exactly what they do. They give up a bust Frank Ntilikina, but the reason the Hawks do this is because they already have 2 promising shooting guards in Kevin Huerter and Cam Reddish, while also having Trae Young. They could definitely afford to get some extra assets to just move down one spot. This makes sense for the Knicks. And getting Frank Ntilikina to run that backup point guard, maybe they can revive his career. Anything can happen. But I think it's pretty obvious by now, with this pick in the 2020 NBA mock draft, the Knicks will be selecting Anthony Edwards. But the Knicks, they already have RJ Barrett. I know, but the NBA is played positionlessly. First of all, RJ Barrett played point guard for a lot of this year. You can easily mismatch those two. You can easily run RJ at point guard. You can easily run Anthony Edwards at the 3. You can mix them all around and it'll totally work. But the Knicks need some firepower. They need something for their fans to cheer for. And I think bringing Anthony Edwards to New York will be definitely a W for the New York Knicks. Okay, so now, like I said in the previous trade, the Hawks got the 5th pick. And this is the 5th pick. So with the 5th pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Hawks are selecting Deni Avdija, or Avdija. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. But look, this is exactly what the Hawks need. A nice, quality 4 and forward. Deni Avdija kind of reminds me of Evan Fournier, just his playing style. He could shoot, he has a lot of potential, he's really raw, but right now the Hawks have so many young assets that they can afford to take someone like Deni Avdija, and he can fit into this system just perfectly. He likes to run, he likes to shoot, and he likes to get the job done. So I think this is a perfect pick for the Atlanta Hawks, and this is working wonders for them. Now with the 5th pick... Hey guys, I just want to let you know that from here on out, I kind of messed up the numbering. I was saying 5 instead of 6, and 6 instead of 7, but just ignore that. This is really the 6th pick, and yeah. Now with the 5th pick in the 2020 NBA mock draft, I have the Detroit Pistons selecting Tyrese Halliburton. They are getting a point guard for the future. Tyrese Halliburton is the highest IQ player in this draft, in my opinion. He knows how to get the ball in the basket. He kind of reminds me of Patty Mills. He's a very high IQ player. He has a knowledge for the game. He does have a little bit of a funky jump shot, but, it gets it done. The Pistons have a point guard for their future now. Now, with the 6th pick in the 2020 NBA draft, the Bulls will be selecting Isaac Okoro, a small forward/shooting guard. Now, look, Isaac Okoro is easily the best wing defender in this draft. If not, he's definitely the best defender in this draft. He's lengthy, he knows how to move his feet, and he also averaged 13 points per game. Now, he's not the most efficient 3-point shooter, but he did shoot 51% from the field. This is exactly what the Bulls need. A good defending, wing, efficient player who can get the job done. That's what Isaac Okoro is. And you saw what Jaren Jackson put up. He put up similar numbers to this, about 13 points, a good amount of rebounds, but he was known for his defense and intensity, and Jaren Jackson Jr. is turning out just fine. I'm not saying these two can compare each other, but I think the way they rank in the draft and their stats could definitely compare. But yeah, this is what the Bulls need, a solidified player that can get the job done, because as we know, the Bulls definitely struggle defensively. Then we got the Hornets here with my favorite player in the 2020 NBA draft, Onyeka Okongwu. Now look, this dude is a freak of nature. This dude is the best center in the NBA draft. And you guys might be wondering, if I think he's the best center in the NBA draft, why do I have him going so late? Because, it's not about my opinion, it's literally just about reality. And I think this is what's going to go down in the draft. Onyeka Okongwu is literally a blocking, defensive, scoring machine. Anything you want, this dude has. I remember watching him at Chino Hills. I remember him watching with LaMelo, Jello, and Lonzo. I remember all those days. But look, this dude went to USC. He balled out. He's going to be a superstar. Just mark my words. I know a lot of people think so, and I think he's the best center in this draft. So yeah, the Hornets are getting their center for the future in this draft because, you know, they have some young pieces. They have some good young pieces. But that center position is going to be filled well with Onyeka Okongwu. Now, this is my second trade in the video, and this is a very, 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 very juicy trade. Now, it's not the lengthiest trade like the last trade, but it's a very powerful trade. Now, the Wizards are here at number 8, but they are making a trade with the Orlando Magic. The Wizards will be receiving Mo Bamba, and the Magic will be receiving the 8th pick, where they take Cole Anthony. Now look, let's just go over this trade briefly. There's not that much to talk about. The Magic already have Nikola Vucevic. Mo Bamba is showing a lot of potential. He's just not getting his chance to shine because he's backing up Nikola Vucevic. Going to the Wizards, he will get his chance. You know, there's Thomas Bryant there, but those minutes will definitely be equalized, and maybe the Wizards can revive his career. The Orlando Magic will be taking Cole Anthony. A backcourt duo of 2 prominent scorers will work wonder for this Orlando Magic's team. Markelle Fultz showed a lot of potential. They could put him at the 2. Cole Anthony is a good passer. Cole Anthony... Cole Anthony can do a lot on the court. Having a point guard that can do everything and having a prominent shooting guard, you know, that'll work wonders for the Magic, especially when they have a really, really, really dominant big men down in the center. This situation would be money for the Magic. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Magic trade Mohamed Bamba soon. And here come the Suns. With the 9th pick, they've waited. They haven't drafted a point guard. They had a chance to get a point guard in the draft last year. They decided to trade for Cam Johnson. That worked out very well, but now they get their chance to take an international point guard in Killian Hayes. Now, he is ranked one of the best point guards in the draft. I don't see anything special in his game, but, you know, he is playing against pros, and he's playing internationally, and he definitely has a high basketball IQ, so you got to give him that. So the Suns, maybe they get their point guard for the future right there. God, every time, bro. Now, with the 10th pick in the 2020 NBA mock draft, the Spurs are getting Jaden McDaniels. Now look, Jaden McDaniels coming into last year, he was definitely ranked one of the best players in this draft. And I know because I played a lot of my league, and this dude was always a beast. But yeah, he has fallen off a little bit, but I still think the potential is there. He's very athletic, he's very skilled, and he kind of reminds me of Romeo Langford. I know Romeo Langford hasn't turned out good, but their games kind of remind me of each other. He's just a very solid NBA player, and I think Greg Popovich can coach him to success for real. And that'll do it for this video, guys. This raw footage is nearing up on 30 minutes. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was my mock draft. There would probably be another mock draft once we have the draft lottery, but that could be in the next Big Bang. We don't know how long this is gonna take. But yeah, guys, that'll do it for this video. Make sure to check out that channel in the description, that NFL channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.